Morphite is rare. Extremely rare. My parents used to talk about it like it was the most precious thing in the universe. That is one of the only memories I have of them. I've never seen any in real life, only in pictures and holograms. One day I want to find some and start my own colony away from this old station. I keep things interesting by reading and training. Mr. Mason gives me small jobs here and there so I can pay my rent. He raised me and he taught me how to fly a ship. He's getting older though.
Myrah, it's time for some combat training.
Combat training? Is that really necessary?
It is if you want to live.
That's a good enough reason.
Kit Kat is here and he will guide you through it. Listen carefully and follow his lead.
Roger that.
Use WASD to move around. Use your mouse to aim.
Alright, so welcome to Morphite. A neat little FPS that was just released and looks really cool. Not exactly my jam per se, but it looked cool enough that I still wanted to show it off. Let's just head through the tutorial here.
Aim at the door, then shoot with the left mouse button. You've got company. Right-click on the robo spiders to target them. Then shoot.
As you can see, this is a very casual game.
Now jump with spacebar to get up these platforms.
Looks easy enough.
There's a teleporter on the last one to get you to the top.
Oh, neat!
But I don't think it being so casual is at all a bad thing.
Myrah, change of plans. I have a gift for you.
What is it?
It's a scanner. I think you are ready to take the next step in your training.
May I ask, what is the purpose of this mission, Mr. Mason?
Bioscans. We need to sell them in order to purchase supplies for the shop. We're running quite low, I'm afraid.
Fantastic! I'm so ready for this.
I've packed a pistol for you, just to be on the safe side. I'm also sending Kit Kat down with you to help with the logistics.
Oh boy.
You won't regret this, Mr. Mason. I should be back in time for dinner.
Locate the planet Avon on your star map in the Liquimy system. It's highlighted in green. Once you land, Kit Kat will help you out with the scans. Good luck.
I can't be the only one that thinks Myrah sounds a heck of a lot like Siri, can I? It's whatever modulation they've applied to the voice actress's voice there. Well, let's go to Planet Avon. Gotta complete this mission, gotta make bank, gotta do a job. And unlike a certain No Man's Sky that you may have heard of, not naming any names in particular here, you don't actually have to manually travel yourself, instead it's all handled for you. Really, this game could be called as No Man's Sky, but with all of the cruft removed, and it makes for a much more enjoyable experience.
Malfunction. Malfunction. System shut down.
What? You just got here!
Only messing with you.
Okay, Kit Kat. Back to business. I don't want to be down here forever.
So rather than having to deal with all sorts of resource management and inventory management and bullshit arcane quest lines, it's basically just exploring a cool looking low poly world and researching whatever you find. I will say one thing I find a bit disappointing is that as far as I can tell there aren't actually any entries for the research that you get.
Trading sequence. Go scan something.
Okay, how?
Look for any kind of plant or animal that looks interesting. It could be worth big chunks. switch to scan mode, then aim at something.
Roger that. Keep the channel open. I may need your help.
I think partially the reason might be the fact that a lot of these things are procedurally generated. There is some fixed plot content, but there's also a lot of procedural generation where you can just go off and do your own thing. Gather resources, look at cool shit, etc. So I guess that would explain why there aren't detailed entries for every last little thing you can scan. But I definitely do think it's a failing of the game ultimately. I feel like at least fixed things, and I'm pretty sure all the things I've come across thus far are fixed, because they're the exact same as they were on my previous playthrough. I played it a little bit of this beforehand if it wasn't obvious. At the very least, they could make it so that those have their own fixed entries. This game very much reminded me of Metroid Prime, and it still does, honestly. And one of my favorite things about that game was the scanning entries. And I don't believe I have an oxygen meter, so I can just stay down here as long as I want. Which is good, because sometimes scanning the local fauna isn't the easiest thing. They tend to get scared and run away, and unless you can get them to get stuck against a wall like that, actually successfully scanning them is quite a task. So yes, there is also resource management, as I've mentioned before. Come on, move away from the deposit, I don't want to shoot you. There we go. And it's important to gather this stuff. Fortunately, unlike No Man's Sky, you don't actually have to personally manage this. You can hold basically infinite of this stuff, I believe. At the very least, I never had to do any sort of management of it. So, anytime you see it, shoot it, pick it up, and you're good. Now, even though you don't have to directly manage it, it is still quite key. You need these resources to make various upgrades, and you are going to want, and in fact need, some upgrades to continue, so don't just ignore them. But don't worry about them too much. I have another minor complaint here, it's that the jump height feels a little bit too low. I feel like I should have a fair bit more airtime than I actually do. But overall the jump is pretty good, and oh, screw you, grass. I thought you were a crystal deposit. Can I at least scan you? Oh, you don't even give me that. What an ungrateful SOB.
Okay, I had a feeling I wasn't alone down here.
Those creatures are worth something. If you can scan them without being killed in the process. And look at the right side, you've got your pistol if you need it.
Very reassuring of you.
So yeah, there is combat in this game, although it is very, very light. Really though, if you're the kind of person that's interested in this game, that's probably more of a good thing than a bad thing. This is the kind of game that you play just to chill out and relax, not have a tense and thrilling experience.
Okay, Kit Kat, I found something weird.
Shoot it.
What, shoot it?
When in doubt, shoot it.
Okay, I can handle this from here.
As it turns out, Kit Kat isn't just a bloodthirsty robot. He's actually right. Mini power modules. You shoot him to power him up.
Appears to be connected to this wire, and now it's lit up.
I actually really like it that, for the most part, you don't really engage in violence in this game. The only time you need to do that is when you're fighting against the hostile native life forms, but even then you can choose not to shoot them and simply outrun them, and you'll do just fine. Okay, but do be sure to watch out for them. I thought I heard one around here, but I lost track of it. Okay, I did manage to scan that though, thank God. Let's show off what I just talked about and run away.
I don't think anyone has lived in here for a while. I wonder what it was used for.
Well, probably nothing good if there's skulls littering the place. Let's see if we can learn anything. Oh, come on, no useful data? I see this game is quite bonus. That is disappointing to see. No, but yeah, as I was saying earlier, I really like how violence is the least effective means of engaging with this game. It's rare to see that in a video game. Usually violence is the go-to, but here it's a last resort at the most, and something that can be avoided entirely otherwise.
Careful, Myrah. A passive is a one-way ticket to Deathville.
Oh, and if you haven't noticed, you can always see what powers the mechanisms by following the blue line. You don't need to sleuth out those power sources.
These guys didn't find what they were looking for. That symbol on the ground. I wonder if it is what I think it is.
Oh no.
Watch out.
Oh dear, defenders. Alright, so this is one situation where taking the non-violent route isn't an option. Especially not if I want to scan one of them. So I'm afraid I'm gonna have to murder you, Spiderfolk. I'm sorry. Sometimes violence is something you have to engage in after all, if you want to preserve life. Let's just scan this last one here, and there we go. Old Q-obits. If I was reading that right. Alright, well, that turned out pretty well. Fortunately for us. Let's just break all these crates, pick up some random chunks, that's the currency. And leave these Skelefriends to their own devices.
Excellent job with those temple creatures. Now come back to the drop pod.
Easier said than done, Kit Kat.
And hey, one thing that this game immediately does infinitely better than No Man's Sky is it actually has the caves and like bases that you explore lead out to your ship. In general, this game is very respectful of your time. So if you were the kind of person who was interested in No Man's Sky for the exploration aspect, this game would probably be very much your jam. But we're done with this planet here, so let's return to the space station. Mission complete.
Head back to the station. Let's show Mr. Mason what we found.
Roger that.
Hello, Myrah. I'm happy to see you return. Been very quiet up here.
Oh, Mr. Mason, it was quite an adventure already. I've been able to scan several things for you.
And how has Kit Kat been treating you?
Kit Kat is... Kit Kat.
You'll never change. I'm glad you're back in one piece.
Thanks, Mr. Mason. I also wanted to talk to you about some other things I found down there. I believe that I may have seen the Morphite symbol, etched in stone in an abandoned temple that I was in.
Interesting. It's been a while since I've heard any stories of Morphite. It's been a very long time indeed. Are you sure it was that symbol?
It was the Morphite symbol.
I wonder what would happen if I found some. Morphite, that is.
It was very powerful, Myrah, and also very dangerous. But it's all gone now. Anyway, I have a special item for you.
What is it?
It's a beacon. You can use it to summon your drop pod.
Oh.
Now I'm going to send you to Jorla for some more scans. There is some exquisite plant life on that planet.
Speaking of being very respectful of your time, that drop pod summoning device is a very good example of that. Let's head to Jorla though. So that's our goal, but unfortunately it's a little bit too far away.
To reach this star system. You can travel to the local space station to refuel. Your fuel also slowly recharges over time. Some systems are simply too far away. Walk to closer stars to make it to your destination.
So let's take Kit Kat's advice and make an intermediate stop. This is one that we can achieve. But yeah, so basically if you're exploring a large planet and all of a sudden you want to leave, you can just summon your drop pod anywhere where there's open space at least. No need to backtrack all the way to the starting point, like you had to do in No Man's Sky, at least at the beginning. It may have changed as you got later into the game, but that kind of inconvenience and lack of respect for the player's time is why I never really got into that game, more so than anything. Alright, so before we explore the local planet, I was gonna say planets, but one is a bit too hot, I'm afraid. Maybe later. Let's check out the local station. See if we can't pick up any useful information or anything like that. Alright, let's see. I can explore the station, upgrade my ship, or sell scans. Money's looking a little low. Let's get some dosh. So fortunately you can sell all of your common scans at once, with it leaving behind your rarer ones. Now I could sell this, but as its name suggests, you can use this to acquire an upgrade. Heat resistance for your suit. Not at the moment, you can only do so at specific spots. But it's worth keeping those if you don't have those upgrades yet. Now unfortunately I can't use that for an upgrade here, this is only for upgrading my ship. And that's for a suit upgrade. And I'd rather keep my chunks, and I think my ship is just fine at the moment, so let's back out. I shouldn't need to refuel either, the fuel should regenerate in the time that I'm exploring the planet, so let's just explore the space station. I gotta say, I do love that Morphite symbol. It looks kind of like a lotus flower, which is a symbol I quite enjoy. Not because that's part of my username or anything, I just like it. Oh yeah, so if you didn't realize that this game was probably No Man's Sky inspired, you probably realized it right here. These space stations have almost the exact same interior design as the ones from No Man's Sky. Alright, it seems there was some sort of creature's domicile. And though we are a peaceful sort and like not to engage in violence, that doesn't mean we're above petty thievery. And as far as I'm aware, you can't actually be punished for this. If you're able to shoot something, then the game's perfectly fine with you shooting it. A good example of the contrary of that is that you can't shoot any friendly NPCs. Just nothing happens. So not only is violence something that you rarely engage in, but in a lot of instances it's something you actively can't engage in. Which again is kind of a nice change of pace for a video game. Ah, now that marker means I can interact with them. How you doing, buddy? Oh wow, you're tall. Bit more imposing than I thought. So, you got work for me? What? Hello. Am I being shot at? Okay. I have no idea what that was about, but it seems to be done, so... okay. Bowling for Gerfners. I have invented a new game, and you are the first to try it out. I will be paying you to beta test. Try bowling down all of the Gerfners with one ball, and I'll give you a reward. Okay, I'll accept that quest as soon as who keeps shooting at me? Given the sound effects and the fact that I'm shaking, I'm assuming I'm being shot, but... hold on, let's talk to you again, get in the menu, wait a bit, and then exit out and turn around. Why am I being laser strafed? I have no idea if this is a glitch or not. I mean, I'm not taking much, if any, in the way of damage, so... I guess I'll just ignore it. Alright, so I'm assuming I do this here? Yeah, looks like it. So I guess I gotta knock these down. And of course, I do so with my trusty gun. Oh, fuck off, you. What a jerkbag. Oh, or not. Do I pick it up with E? That's exactly what I do. Alright, wait for them to be lined up. Kinda hard to see them with this floating in front of my face, but oh well. And toss it. Bingo. Oh my god. Fuck you, you asshole. Why do you... What did I do to you? Maybe, breaking that one person's crate did have a negative effect? Although I'm not sure there's much of a causal relationship there. Okay, well I guess I just automatically got the chunks from that dude. Let me explore the rest of the station and then jet out before I get shot to death. Seriously, I was not expecting for something like that to occur. It never did on my previous playthrough, so I just kind of completely caught me by surprise. Ah, now this is important. This is a suit upgrade chamber. Here is where you use those upgrades to upgrade your suit. Scan data, rather. But unfortunately, even though I have the necessary scan data, I still need the resources. So 5 Quantium, I already have like 2 of them, I think. And 5 Ferrogen, of which I already have 1. So I need 3 more Quantium, 4 more Ferrogen. I'll try and keep that in mind. That will open up so many options for exploration. Oh hey, and right there is 1 piece of Ferrogen. No Quantium though. I was hoping I would get lucky. Alright, well that seems to be everything in this station here, I think. Oh, there's a few more crates here. Let's bust them. Chunks. Quantium. Xenite. Guilecall. Ferrogen. And Bricall. Good. Alright, I'm already most of the way to that upgrade. Hopefully I'll be able to pick some up once I've gotten to my next destination. Alright, let's get out of here. Beam me up, Kit Kat. Thanks, man. They are still shooting at me. Yeah, I feel like that has to be a glitch. It's just such awkward behavior. Okay, so space station having been explored, let's head to our actual destination. Well, it's not our mission destination, but it is where we're going to be spending the majority of our time in the near future. Gathering resources is quite important, and if I could pick up that heat upgrade before proceeding, that would be very nice. It depends on if I get lucky enough to find the minerals, though. Ooh. Now this is an exquisite planet. Look at all the life for me to scan, and is that an alien building? I think it might be precursor technology, yeah. But before we do that, let's scan the local flora and fauna. That is our primary way of earning money after all, and we'd be remiss if we didn't do that post-haste. Is this a different life form than the bigger trees? Because you just look like a sapling. I guess it's distinct enough for the scanner. So that was strong UESD. What is this called? Fragile Wowabish. That's kind of a shame. I would hope there would be a name similarity. So that way they would be technically, they would be the same life form, just at different stages, but I guess they're technically completely separate things. That is kind of a shame. I do like the scanning in this game, but I do feel it could have been handled a little bit better at least. Ah well. Oh god, I tried scanning one of these when I played through before, and it is such a huge pain in the ass. These jerks just love to fly away, and unless you can keep your scanning subject in the same spot for several seconds, you're not going to be able to analyze them fully. Once your cursor moves off them, the meter just drains so quickly. Yeah, I'm not even gonna bother with that. I know already that that is a waste of time. let's just scan what I can and move on. Come back here, you. You're not gonna flee from me. You are gonna be researched for science. And that includes you over there, you big boy. Ooh. There's a bird on top of that tree. Unfortunately, I don't exactly have the ability to reach it. Maybe if it chooses a lower perch, however. But it seems to have vanished. Oh well. I'm sure I'll encounter more of them. Already scanned you. Yeah, let's scan the big Stegosaurus boy. He doesn't seem too concerned with us. Don't worry, this won't hurt. And before we head on into the wilderness, let's check out what's in this building over here. Seems like a good idea. Maybe it wasn't such a good idea. Okay. I called the Stegosaurus a big boy, but you, my friend, are the biggest boy. You aren't the older brother of those beetles outside, are you? Because I will inform you, I did not harm them in any way, shape, or form. I treated them with a fine, delicate touch, so you have no cause to harm me. Which is why I'm gonna approach— okay, approach from behind I was gonna say, I seem to have caught his attention. You gonna attack me? I think you're gonna attack me. Just let me, don't swipe at me, just let me scan you. Nope, 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 just let me scan you. It'll be real quick, it doesn't hurt, I swear. Okay, and now it's time to run away. Chose that secret technique, chose that secret technique. Maybe try and scan some stuff in the meantime. He is rather slow to move and seems to have trouble getting around the environment, so that's not too fraught with danger, thankfully. Ooh, crab. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. Don't think you can sidewalk away from me. I am the sidewalk champion. Alright, injured Fiji, and that seems to be everything in this chamber here, so... ooh. Do I go after the hornet? Again, I already know that's a fruitless endeavor, so let's head out. I'm sure there's plenty more wildlife that's so much easier to scan further on. Good golly gosh, the soundtrack in this game is so phenomenal. Though I don't normally do this, I only do this with the games that I especially love. I'm really tempted to buy the OST for this game. There didn't seem to be an option for that on the Steam store page, but I'm sure there's a Bandcamp somewhere for this. It's just such chill music, very good listening music. Oh dear, we have another big boy, and it doesn't look like there's anything new in here. Kinda wish I had a zoom function. It looks like there might be something off in the distance, but the only way I can confirm that is to walk all the way over. Maybe I'll end up picking up a binocular later on. This is about as far as I got in my previous attempt at playing through it, so I don't know a lot about the things I'll be receiving. A zoom certainly seems like it would be an upgrade I'd be picking up at some point. Okay, well I got some new research data, but that's about it. So let's scupper right off here. Don't bother me, Mr. Beetle. I mean you no harm. I said I mean you no harm. No, no, get away. Oh, so hostile. They must be a very territorial species. The name generator in this, I'm assuming these are procedurally generated, they're funny enough that they have to be. The name generator really seems to like the letter Q. So many of these creatures have a Q in their name. Oh my god, look at this. It's a fox with a mustache. 10 out of 10, game of all time, right here folks. Diseased Deeper or Oeeper? I couldn't tell if that was a D or an O in the font. Oh, I kind of feel bad for it knowing that it's diseased. Not much I can do about it though. I ain't no doctor. Oh, and it seems we've encountered a bit of a blockage. Rather too tough though to bust down with only our pistols, so it seems our explorations on this planet at least are for now halted. So, oh, that's not the tool. There it is. Let's just call our dropship down. And get the heck out of here. Yes, I'm sure I want to leave. Alright, well, we picked up plenty of scans to sell. We'll do that next time we stop at a station. No point in stopping at one just for that purpose. Let's consult the star map and head on to our destination. Alright, no trouble along the way. How fortunate. So there is a station in the system. We'll consider visiting there later. Alright, so one of the planets is too hot. I'll consider exploring the other temperate one. I say temperate, but it's still 282 degrees. Without the suit, Myrah would burn up in an instant. Let's just focus on our mission for now. Oh dear, hostile ship incoming. Do we retreat, bargain, or fight? Well, considering the game seems to encourage options other than violence, let's try bargaining. 22 Brycar, wow, they are really price gouging me here with their ransoms. I literally can't afford that. Okay, well, bargaining didn't work, so Joestar secret technique, go! Whew, okay. We get away with no one taking any damage. I'm sure that whoever runs into that hostile ship next will be thankful for that. Perhaps we should have engaged in violence in that one instance, but at the very least, we get away unharmed, and that's what matters. Ooh. Now this is another rather pretty looking planet, and quite distinct from the previous ones. This one has a much more autumnal feel. I like it. Young Samine. Nope. Hold on, who made that noise? Was it you off there in the distance? Gallantly galloping around like that? I'll go suss that out in an instance. I gotta scan stuff first. Nope. Is that something flying, or is it something crawling quickly along the ground? I'm honestly not sure. I'm just gonna leave it alone. If it's moving that quickly, it's probably something that would be impossible to scan anyway. Oh, Frogger, get back here, you. I want to learn of your fractions. Injured Ichosuch. So many of the native life forms of these planets are in such poor condition. It's a harsh universe out there, I guess. Aw, look at that, we have baby deerlings and adult deers. Can I scan the fawn? Well, yes, I can scan it, but being successful at that task is proving to be rather difficult.
I'm getting a strong signal from this area.
Well, that's odd. Maybe I should investigate.
I see another teleporter to your left.
Roger that.
Yeah, when it comes to these more mobile scanning subjects, you basically have to hope that they get stuck against a wall. I think I mentioned that earlier. Ooh, a rare scan. That might be useful for an upgrade in the future then. See? That, folks, is why you scan every last thing. You have no idea what's going to be useful and what won't. Alright, but as far as scans go, let's try and get one in more here. That butterfly. I want you for my collection. My data collection. I'm not into pins and needles. And let's move on then. Now that looks like a rather important place, doesn't it? Oh, okay, so we're not actually going to explore that statue-looking place. I thought that was where my destination was going to be, but no, I guess it's here. Alright, then that's fine. Okay, we have Big Bear Boy off in the distance, and Big Fly Boy off in that distance. I get the feeling that they are both going to be hostile towards me, so, let's approach this situation carefully. Just sneak up behind, slowly, steadily. Okay, nope. Yeah, it seems like the hostile enemies in this... Okay, well, this guy is very hostile. Let's try and take cover behind this tree here. I was going to try and scan him first, but I don't think that's going to be a successful strategy. Well, with how quickly he flies by. Maybe in the future when I have more upgrades and am generally stronger.
Another temple.
It is locked up.
Can you help me unlock it?
There is a mini power module out on those platforms.
I feel like an upgrade that I'm going to have to pick up at some point that has to be in this game, surely, is a scanning... Oh, that's a person. A scanning distance upgrade. Scanning these hostile enemies would be so much easier if I could do so from a safe distance. As it is, at the moment, I have to get close enough such that I aggro them. Like right now, but at least this guy I can pretty easily circle around. And then I can fell him. Sorry there, buddy bear, but one of us had to go, and I'd rather it not be me. Hopefully this personage over here is friendly. Well, they got a quest marker above their head, so I guess they are. Lella Pie. I love me some Lella Pie. I don't know where to find it. I'll pay a reward for some of that pie. Okay, I'll bring you some pie. Does pie just, like, grow naturally around here, or is it a code word? Do you want me to go to the local baker's market? You really didn't give me much in the way of instructions. I guess I'll just keep my eyes out for some pie. Well, I don't think heading over here is going to help me get into the temple, but it looks fairly important, so let's check it out. Oh, really? I can't actually head through here? It's all hollow. It looks like I should be able to pass through it, but it's a solid wall. That's, kind of disappointing. Alright, so if I want to make my way up there, I'm going to need to platform my way across that way. Unfortunately, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do it with my current jump height. This might be a Metroidvania sort of thing. I'll have to return here later. Yeah, that's definitely not going to work out. Okay. I'll try and keep that in mind. It's stuff like this and those clumps of clearly breakable but not currently blocks that I came across earlier that actually is really making me more interested in this game than I was earlier. There's a lot of Metroidvania sort of stuff going on, appropriate given the Metroid Prime influences. That makes me just so much more invested in this game. I was considering dropping it after making this video, I'll be honest about that. But now I'm considering picking it up and actually trying to beat it. Not, oops, on camera. I have enough projects on my plate at the moment, but definitely on my own time. And if anything you've seen interests you, I strongly recommend it. Because this has been a pretty enjoyable experience so far. But again, only do so if you're here primarily for... That's what powers the door, isn't it? Yep. If what you're primarily here for is exploration and chill stuff. It's not gonna wet your whistle if you're here for combat or puzzle solving or anything like that. It's a chill game. Alright, well, let's get to exploring that ancient alien tempo. Not tempo. See, this is why I say not to expect much in the way of puzzle solving. I get the feeling that this is as complicated as it will ever be. Who knows though, perhaps the game will end up pleasantly surprising me. I certainly wouldn't mind that. Oh god, yeah, don't want to drop in here, that water is acidic. And it damages you pretty damn quickly. Fortunately, I do have that passive health regeneration. Takes a while to kick in, but it's pretty strong. Look at that, I'm already back to full. Hey, there we go. If I have one other minor complaint so far, it's that the movement is a bit floaty. And I don't think adjusting the movement speed, that's actually one of the options in the controls menu by the way, move sensitivity. I don't think adjusting that would help too much. It's kind of the thing where, watch, if I stop moving, oh god, that's not good. If I stop moving, I'll tell you when I stop pressing the button. Now. And notice how I continued on for a moment. There's a bit of slidiness, a bit of momentum to your movement halts and starts that I don't really like. It's not awful, but it doesn't feel great either. Alright, well this is a slightly tougher than standard door, so we'll just have to come back here later. Taking my Metroid knowledge, I would think it would be missiles, a missile upgrade perhaps, but given the lack of violence in this game, that would be a rather odd upgrade to pick up.
Could it be? I'm seeing it, but I'm still not believing it.
It's Morphite. It's encased in a hardened glass structure.
I'm getting it out of there.
Myrah, do not break the glass.
Screw you, Kit Kat. I'm gonna do what I want.
It is following you. Be careful.
That was definitely worth it. Mr. Mason is not going to believe this.
I gotta say, I have to agree with Myrah. Being followed by a potentially sentient ball of energy is pretty cool. I'm guessing this is what I need to move on.
Whatever it is, it seems to be intelligently controlled.
It seems to be made of pure energy, almost like ball lightning.
It was able to unlock the door for me. That's impressive. What is ball lightning, anyway?
Never mind. There is another Morphite door in front of you.
Yep, right over there. Let's see if we can get over there without aggroing Mr. Bug. Okay, it worked out. Stealthing in this game isn't too hard. It's stealthing while scanning that's the tricky bit. I must say, I am a little bit concerned about the apparent intelligence of this thing. Given the Metroid Prime influences, if you play that series, you're doubtless aware of what Phazon is.
Oh, look at that big statue over there. And the pedestal underneath. I wonder if the Morphite has anything to do with that.
You won't listen to me anyway, so I am not going to tell you not to go there.
Roger that.
Oh god, trying to make my way up here. Yes, the controls in this game could definitely do a little bit of work. But given the slow pace of the game, it doesn't detract from things too much. But yeah, as I was saying, I'm worried that the Morphite here might be a similar situation as to the Phazon in the Metroid Prime games. Hopefully not though. I'd fear for Myrah's safety in that case.
Well, it just morphed into this spherical thing right in front of my eyes.
It's an ion grenade. Collect it and select it on the bottom left toolbar to start using it. You have limited grenades, so use them wisely.
How did you know that?
I am smarter than you think.
Alright, well, thanks for the information, Kit Kat. Smarmy little jerk. Alright, so maybe the game is more into violence than I initially thought. It just took a bit of time to get there. Well, then again, maybe not, considering the first use of this thing.
Appears to be a crack in this wall. I wonder if the grenades could break it.
Throw the grenade at it.
Seems to be non-violent, just busting down this wall here. But it seems I might need to use them for a more violent purpose here. Let's see how effective of a weapon they are in combat. Not very, although that might have just been because it exploded behind them. Let's try that again. Maybe toss it at my feet? No.
Okay.
Step into it to upgrade your suit. You will need the right minerals to activate it.
Yeah, I just said fuck it and brought out my pistol. That seems to be the easier of the paths. I'll try it out as a weapon at some other point. There we go. I got a spider friend added to my database. Now to add one to my soul database. I am so terribly sorry, Kumo-chan. Anyway, yeah, I guess they give you the tutorial for the upgrade pods here, even though you can find one earlier. Feels like that should be something that comes up when you come across your first one, but whatever. So let's see, do I have the resources for this yet? Still no. I'm missing 2 of each of these. That is unfortunate. Oh well, these seem to be a common sight at space stations, so I shouldn't have to trek all the way back here once I actually have the materials.
You can destroy these rocks with your pistol.
Oh, now you tell me. Oh god, spiders. Ooh, hold on. I picked up some Quantium and some Ferrogen. I don't think that's enough to get me the upgrade, but there seem to be some more resources ahead, so let's pick up them and then backtrack and see if I have enough. If I'm lucky, I should. Feels like this actually might have been a planned thing. Having just enough resources by this point to pick up that heat upgrade. Let's find out. Armor, heat upgrade. Brilliant. And achievement unlocked, suited up. I will say I do find it a bit of a shame that your suit's appearance doesn't change. Maybe it will with future upgrades, more major ones, but I was kind of hoping each upgrade would change my suit's appearance. Add a little bit of a thingy. Or just change the color. That's not my ship.
Kit Kat, we have company. They don't look friendly. Can you get me out of here?
Throw your beacon and I'll pick you up as soon as I retrieve the signal. Try to stay out of sight.
Roger that.
Yeah, I don't think we want to mess with those boys. Let's just summon a drop pod over there and we should be fine. Oh god, they're heading over here. Come on, drop pod, drop pod, drop pod. Alright, it's coming down. Have they gotten any closer? Okay, I don't think they've actively noticed me. They're just wandering about. I should be fine then. Yeah, let's get the hell out of here. See ya, suckers. Heh. Alright then. Mission complete. Well, we gotta return to Mr. Mason first and tell him about the Morphite we found. Also, maybe go back to this dude and try and find him a lullaby somewhere? Maybe we'll come across one. Well, I should say because I think I'll be ending things here. Yeah, I gotta say, playing through the second time here and getting farther than I did the first before I started recording has really made me enjoy this game more so than I did previously. I'm still not sure I would play this to completion per se, but I am definitely interested in playing it more. And if you're looking for a chill exploration-based game to play, I would definitely recommend it.